Hello everyone, and welcome back. You know who it is. It's Creative Redundancy back again, here with another live stream video. Or as you're watching it pre-posted, kind of a static video. But anyways, now this is going to be a slightly different video, or live stream. Now, it'll make more sense as it goes on, but basically I'm going to be talking about wasted resources in the world, trash, and the 4R's. Now, like I've said before, I'll say it again. I'm no expert in survivalism, bushcrafting, woodcrafting, or preparedness. I'm just trying to learn more and put that knowledge into something constructive or positive. Now, as part of the thumbnail that I created for this, there's a link in the description down below about it. And now I also added in the description down below on a video that I would like my subscribers to take a look. It will make more sense. Now the channel's from, and I'm actually subbed to the channel, and I've actually already left comments on it and stuff like that. But basically it's a two-part video, and there's more to the channel than just that, of course. But it's from Eat Carbs Outdoors, and there's a link in the description down below on part 1. There's another part to it, and there's other things he does too, but I want to highlight specifically that video, or part 1 and part 2. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing in this. Because basically what happened was, like, I've shown stuff before, but basically he was showing out this video, and I just kind of want to bring more attention to it, so hence that's why I'm doing a live stream. Alright, so let's bring up my channel intro, and voila. Hello, you know who it is. It's that guy that's always in creation mode, Creative Redundancy. Back once again. Hopefully the lighting's not too bad. I don't want to turn on the light because it's actually daytime now, so no point in wasting more electricity when it's probably just gonna get brighter anyways. And basically I'm talking anyways for this, so I'm not really showing too much. I might show something here and there, but just want to bring up the chat right here. Yeah, I didn't think it wouldn't be on. Oh, never mind. It's RV Lucky. Hey, RV Lucky, man. How's it going? Thank you for dropping by. And because RV, I've known you for such a long time, I don't mind having another one, even though I probably could do it on my own. So yes, like, yo, it's Yankees Outdoor Adventures. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. You know what? Oh, and Walker. Of course, Walker's gotta walk in, and Walker's always gotta just walk in. He never knocks first. He's always gotta be like, I just don't walk in. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yes, welcome both of you. Well, all for you. So, yes, I'm gonna be talking. It's more serious discussion in comparison to what I was just doing earlier. Hey, happy trails, hiking HTH. Good morning. I know, happy trails. I know you know this link because I saw you post a comment on that video. So as soon as you look down, you'll see it. I know you know happy trails hiking. I know because I saw your comment. So yes, like I said, I'm going to talk about these wasted resources, trash, and the 4R's. Yes, The 4 R's. It's not the 3 R's, it's actually the 4 R's. Everyone always forgets the fourth one. And somehow everyone always remembers the third one. And no one does the first one enough. Well, maybe I should have put slow-mo on. But I guess if I have to, I have to. So yeah. Anyways, about wasted resources, trash, and the 4 R's. Now, basically what happened was, I've seen videos on this. The link I have down below isn't the only one I've seen, but it's more recently, and to aid in getting more exposure for this, I decided to actually do a live stream about it. So let me bring up the chat right here. Just give me 1 second, just bring up the chat. Sorry. That way I'm actually just can see what I'm doing, so I'm in focus and see what you guys are having. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes, see, I know you would know that link HTH. I know. Because yours was the first comment I saw, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, about wasted resources, trash, and 4 R's. There's, as part of the human society, human species, we've created a lot of stuff. Nowadays there's technology. It is everywhere. Pretty much everything you're looking at right now, unless it's part of the natural world per se, there's technology in there. It might not be as advanced as electronics like your webcam and I'm using your smartphone or whatever, but it could be more older technology, like a desk, a chair, pots and pans, my coffee cup. And yeah, that's pretty good technology right there. I mean, coffee right there. Hey, thanks, Yankee. I appreciate that. All right. But anyways, so yeah, that's all technology ranging from now to, a long time ago. But one thing I've noticed, and I'm gonna take off my headphones. One thing I've noticed, and it's been happening a lot, and it's probably gonna be happening till, for a long time, is humans are the only ones on this planet that create trash or garbage that doesn't biodegrade. Now, every other organism, species on the planet, their garbage biodegrades. It breaks down over time in a given amount of time. What we create, per se, doesn't. It litters the landscape. I mean, there's more common things like bottles, cans. Obviously, plastics are a big major thing nowadays. You get that whole ocean of plastic, that gathers around and around and around. It builds up. I mean, there's people trying to help and stuff like that, which is cool. I mean, it'd be nice if we all more did something, but it's hard, sometimes. Let's see, where was I gonna go here? So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of man-made garbage, unfortunately. I mean, we've created a whole bunch of stuff, from styrofoam to all this stuff. Some of the stuff doesn't even break down for like hundreds of years, all the way to, nuclear stuff that doesn't break down for like, long time away. But anyways, coming back to the trash, I mean, trash exists everywhere, and unfortunately, not everyone cleans it up. I mean, it would be nice if more people clean up their garbage behind them. You trek in with that gear, that wrapper, trek out with it. Bring it back out. Don't, don't leave it out in this nice environment that you just went into. You go stomp in the park or whatever, stomp on that hiking trail and stuff like that. I mean, you see that. I mean, don't be that person that makes it look worse. you know, maybe it's not for your sake, but maybe for that next person. And that next person that sees it, they're just like, oh, hey, everyone else is doing it, I'll do it, right? And then, unfortunately, it becomes a bad habit. I'm just reading what you guys are saying real quick. Yeah, exactly, Walker. I won't. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like when you go, like I said, I have a link down below for carbs outdoors' channel. Now that's part one that I linked in. It should be part one. You'll see specifically what I didn't. I didn't think I needed a light on. Jeez, I really, I really don't want to turn on the light because it's daytime. See, the light's coming from the side, so I'm not getting proper lighting. I probably should have a reflector here, but anyways, he he's actually posted videos before about this stuff. Yeah, specifically this time around when I saw this, I was just like, so many wasted resources right there that could have had potential, right? I mean, I know sometimes you see something, you're just like, oh, I'm not gonna pick it up, it's too dirty, or whatever. I mean, sometimes that's how it is, right? Or it's too far gone. I mean, like, let's say it's a lighter, for example. Yeah, I'll see you later. If it's new, yeah, I'll pick it up because it can be useful. But sometimes it's too far gone. It's been cracked, smashed, no flint inside. Unfortunately, you know, limited ways on reusing it or trying to reuse it. But then there's other times where I've seen personally too, and you know, maybe you guys want to leave a comment in the side chat or whatever. You might have seen this before too, where you see something and just like, you know, it got tossed or thrown out, yet you're just like thinking, why would someone throw out something that new? Like, I've seen this time and time again. I mean, where it's just like something that can be useful. And sometimes, you know, it's funny. I'll see this stuff and I'll be like, I swear it's still in the packaging. Why are people throwing stuff out that's still in the packaging and basically tossing it in the trash? Where, you know, once it's in the trash, it's pretty much, you know, useless. Even though, you know, you ask some homeless guy, someone that's low income, maybe has less money, less resources, less gear, you ask them, they'll be like, oh, hey, can I have that? That'd be useful for me, right? But unfortunately, people don't think, hey, maybe I can get it in their hands. I mean, when people give like clothing away or donate clothing, specifically during Christmas time, like gloves, mitts, scarves, and all that stuff, that's awesome. Too bad we don't do that year round. Sorry, I'm just reading something real quick. Someone messaged me. I'm just reading it real quick. Well, I'm not saying per se Yankee stop making plastics. I think it's I've heard about these plastics that break down. They're made from biomatter, like not petroleum based, so they might break down easier. I've heard about that stuff. So I just think it's because, and I'm gonna get into that too. Don't worry. I'm just reading what you guys are saying right here. So when you keep saying we need to stop making plastics, but what that means we have to stop making fuel. That's not to happen. Yeah. I mean, we gotta start supplementing in some other stuff around in the world. You know, it's not. We're gonna stop using dead animal matter as fuel. Let's just say, or at least slow it down and supplement our stuff in. But I'm not specifically talking about energy consumption. I'm talking about garbage as a whole, garbage, trash, and like I said, these resources. What then I've seen, I've shown. Let's see, this is why I like to show scavenging videos. I've shown what I call the Urban Garbage Survival Kit, the UGSK, and that was just, I didn't think much about it at first, but I have some subscribers that decided to try it out, and I'll remember to annotate. I'll remember to end screen it or link it in the description later or something like that, so you can go check it out. I think anyone can participate in that. There's specific rules for it, but basically, it was just an activity that basically where you just take stuff and try to you reuse it again, right? Get it back from that useless state to a useful state. Maybe consider outside the box type of thinking. I mean, that's what I do all the time now. When I go out, I'm always scavenging when I'm out. I mean, even this year alone, let's see, it's May right now, 2018. I've already found, like 8 or 9 lighters this year already. Some of them are not full, obviously, but I've found, yes, I have found, and I can find new and sometimes barely even used lighters, right? I mean, obviously sometimes right place, right time is the best, you got that luck. But then there's other times where I'm just like, someone clearly dropped this, someone clearly threw this out, and maybe it's not a lighter. I mean, I've shown another thing where I've, what was it? A poncho. Actually, I'll go get the poncho right now. Here's a poncho right here. Alright? This poncho. Yeah, this poncho right here. I found. So yeah, this poncho right here I found. And this was getting ditched. And the thing is, it was still in its kind of original wrapping or packaging. I mean, if I didn't rescue this would have been just adding to the dump pile, let's just say. But this, now it's coming back into a useful state, at least for me. Or I could give this to someone. And something I found, scavenge, it's going to be useful somewhere down the road. Anyways, I'll put that back in the bag afterwards. Yes, exactly, HTH. Yes, it's possible. It's because I keep my eyes peeled for it. Now, maybe, it, depends on your area, of course, right? Some, like, I think anyone can find almost a lot of things. Some things are more common, obviously. Like, you're gonna see cups more often. Something probably, like, a lighter might be, like, considered rare. I mean, everyone's lost money, dropped cash or whatever, and maybe you've seen it before. Something like that would be, like, very, very rare. Like, out of 1 out of 10, money probably be quite high on the list of, like, rarity be, like, 9 or 10. Because that's extremely rare to find money per se. Like, not just coins, but, like, bills, 2, 4, 5, 2, 5, $10 bills. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was just like, really? Someone just ditched it, unfortunately. And let's just say I've seen other things before. Stuff that gets ditched. And the thing is, and again, it's still functional. Yeah, instead of trying to get it back into someone's hands that can use it, we just take, let's just say, some of us take the easy approach and just, yeah, right? Instead of taking the time to, or trying to give this to someone that can use it. I mean, it's not always the case. Some people try not to do that. Maybe it's like a couch, for example, something like that. But sometimes I still see them get tossed. I mean, at times, certain things you probably should toss just because, whatever, right? Let's say there's bed bugs with it, or it's been infested with something. Yeah, I can understand that. But if it's still good condition, or next to new, or you just didn't use it, or it still runs, maybe it's a power tool, maybe that should be either donated, given, or per se tried to be sold. Because I've seen stuff like around here personally where I'm just like, so they were gonna trash this. I've seen stuff out there where it's just like, really, they're gonna trash this. And then like, I'll mention a few stories too. Just reading, you guys are reading right now. If you ever have the option of seeing a real old plastic container from like the 20s, you'll notice it is falling apart because it's very biodegradable. Okay, Yankee. We look for trash, but didn't find much all of the time. I look for money all the time. HTH, yeah, I can see that. We're always looking for money all the time. I mean, like, to be honest, I remember last fall, and this was just a fluke too, right? I went out, everyone's familiar fall, leaves falling, right? I randomly went out because I had to. Not even 2 minutes leaving my place, I found a $10 bill. But sometimes that's how luck is, right? Right place, right time. Right? And remember, every time you find something, per se, on the ground or whatever it is, unfortunately someone had to lose it. Every time you lose something, someone else is gonna find it, and every time you find something, someone else had to lose it. But yeah. Oh wow, HTH, that's awesome. And I thought I was getting lucky here with what I was saying. So, sometimes it pays to keep your eyes peeled what you see, that spatial awareness, which is important, right? Because, it's not like day to day you're just gonna be, oh, hey, I found another $100, $20 bill. No. Sometimes it's months, years till the next one, but, you're at the right place, right time. Someone 20 minutes ago, they were fooling around with their wallet. 20 slips out of their wallet, flies away, hits a tree, gets stuck, and you just happen to be turning around the corner and find it. I mean, sometimes it's just luck. But, then there's other times where it's just like, it's not luck. People just threw it out. Not money, but other stuff. I've seen power tools. Yes, I've seen power tools. I'll show one. Oh, wait, it's over here. Oh, here's a drill right here. I found this. This was actually going to get trashed. Yes, this was actually in the bin. Well, not in the bin, but ready for pickup or whatever, right? Also, it works. But I found this. This was going to get trashed, and it came with a battery, the charger, well, obviously the drill itself. Unfortunately, it's not an 18 volt, it's just a 9, so it's not that strong, but it came with the charger, the battery, and the case. And someone was just gonna ditch it. Like, they couldn't even try to sell it for $10 or whatever. No, they decided, let's just throw it out for pickup, right? Now, originally when I was looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I'll use the case. I'll reuse the case for something or whatever, right? Store something in there. And I looked it up, I'm like, oh, it's actually heavy. I looked real quick, and like, when I get home, I was just like, oh, hey, this is actually a drill, right? I was just thinking, yeah, it probably doesn't work, right? Who would throw out a perfectly good drill that works? I just take a look, charged it up, charger works, battery still works, and oscillate still works. And just like, so I have a drill. And that'll be the second one I found. So, I mean, hello, Mountain Survival. Thank you for dropping by. Jeez, I was thinking I should put the slow-mo chat on. Almost considering it. Just give me 1 second. Just reading your guys' chats real quick here. Oh, hey, thanks, Yankee. Thanks. Sorry, my face is kind of off camera. I'm just trying to take a look real quick here. I know. Okay, Yankee's got a serious question here. If we start recycling all plastics and stop using so much new, yeah, you know what? Plastic. I'm not getting into that too. What would we do with all the new plastic? Dump it in the landfill? I'll get into that in a bit too, Yankee, or parts of it, anyways. Remind me of it, or I'll try to look back up on it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see. I could see you having a good time after that one. Hey, I'm doing alright, Mountain Survival. Thank you for dropping by, like I said, and good morning to you too. Da 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 da. Oh, okay, okay. I'm assuming you mean cool and not cook. K is beside L. Let's see. Let's go if we cannot lose without fighting. Yeah. Oh, I was behind the tree. I just got up. Okay, yeah. That's cool. Discarded wealth and value. Hey, Adam. Welcome. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm gonna get back into this everything, the 4R's. Guys, there's actually a reason why I have an R as part of the channel name. Now, it's clear as day. I'm not gonna really get, well, actually, I'll probably get into it, but in order, of course. You might have learned it in school, but, you know, reducing is probably the most, and I know Yankees was already talking about that a little, but reducing is one of those things that try to buy. I mean, like, buy stuff in bulk. Bulk usually means less packaging, and the less packaging there is, the less you have to deal with their stuff later on. And the less something has to get used. Right? So, you know, reducing whatever you can. Maybe, I mean, especially nowadays where you go to the store, they actually charge you for bags now, right? And everyone's just like, oh, 5 cents, whatever, right? But, you know, let's just say you buy groceries every 2 weeks, you're getting like 10, let's say 5, 10 bags, give or take. Let's say a quarter or whatever, right? That still adds up to enough to get like a couple coffees in a given year, for example, right? And that's just in bags. Because I've seen that here in Canada a lot more, where I think in certain major stores, even at the dollar store now, I'm charging you for bags. Hello, Big Steve, Big Steve ETN. Yes, and Big Steve would know too, right? I know you remember when you used to work at that air place. They probably didn't do it back then, charge for grocery bags, but I know a lot more places do now. Oh, okay, thank you. Good morning. Yeah. Misspelling. Yeah. Hey, thanks. Yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks. I'm just reading it real quick. You guys are just saying hi or laugh out loud or something like that, so I don't need to read that out. Anyone can read that. I'm just reading something if it sounds more important or whatever. So yeah, coming back to it. Now, usually, reducing is the easiest way to do it, because you're not actually, per se, spending more money. Well, not really anyways. And usually reducing means that you're not consuming more, how do I say, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just use it very loosely. Fresh resources. So, like, it doesn't have to, like, for example, aluminum or whatever, something like that, doesn't have to be remined for, like, let's say another day, for example. I'm just reading what you guys are writing real quick, sorry. Let's see. My serious question: if we all start reusing and being conscious to what we use, we do. What do we do with the new plastics that a ton created every day? Well, hopefully we can reuse them, which comes into the next part, reusing. Now, reusing means, well, what it says, obviously, and I've shown a lot of things, common things that can be reused and stuff like that. I mean, unfortunately, I can't reuse everything, and I can't pile up a bunch of stuff to be reused, because or else I wouldn't have any room, right? And of course, some things can't be reused so much just because they're just too bad of a shape already. I mean, they're like, now, for example, plastic bags. I've shown many ways on using plastic bags, and plastic bags can be reused, right? Now, if a plastic bag's got a bunch of holes in it, maybe it's really dirty and it's got stinky stuff in there, maybe not so much. Or, it'd be last ditch. You wouldn't try it unless you really had to. But, then comes what we all bill as recycling. Now, recycling basically, it gets, well, obviously picked up, gathered, and basically uh, that resource gets turned back into a raw state again. And usually that takes less energy than from gathering it from a totally raw state. So aluminum cans, for example, I know here in Canada, I know some places in the US, there's, deposit on stuff. I don't know for every individual province or state, but I know for here we have deposit here. So cans and bottles always get, people collect them for, well, for lack of a better word, money, right? I do that. I've shown it before. I do it and stuff like that, which is good, right? Because it gives people more incentive to at least recycle that. You know, when you see those homeless people or whatever picking up, remember that they're actually doing a good thing. Because sometimes, it's a flat can where, instead of being tossed back into the environment without whatever that takes a while to break down, it's getting recycled to get converted into or being part of a new product again, to make more cans or, maybe whatever aluminum is used for. I'm just reading what you guys are saying real quick because I'm trying to keep up but say what I want to say too. Let's see, Yankee's saying we have to remember that being plastic conscious means being fuel conscious. Yes, exactly. We have to use less fuel if we want less plastic. Well, and buying, and coming back to the reducing part, trying to buy stuff in bulk helps too, right? Because usually it's packaging too, right? You know, like, unfortunately, one of the major things is Halloween. It's those wrappers. Unfortunately, it's those wrappers, those Halloween wrappers during Halloween time. Like, I'm not knocking Halloween, but unfortunately, it's because there's always individual sizes and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you buy the box in bulk, but there's always individual wrappers of XYZ chocolate bar or whatever. I mean, some of the other stuff that might be in a box, yeah, you probably could recycle the box, but the wrapper, most of the time that gets tossed. Like everyone's familiar with that. You see it a lot during November, or maybe in the springtime. You'll just see wrappers everywhere. You go into a playground, school area, or something. You just see wrappers everywhere, wrappers here, wrappers there, wrappers everywhere. And of course, I've shown ways that you could potentially reuse that as a useful kind of way to store something. I'll try to remember to put that in a little bit later. So let's see, what else are you guys talking about? Most cities in California has banned the use of plastic bags. Yeah, okay. I know, for me, I like to bring, if I'm not wearing a backpack, I try to bring like a draw type bag, for example. Or those tote bags, I know people like carry those around or something like that. And usually, the funny thing is, I mean, usually they're a lot stronger too. So if you're carrying a lot of groceries, for example, I don't want a bag ripping on me. I might have something stronger anyways. Or maybe something I can put on my back. Because if anyone's carried, like, pop, for example, 2-liter pop in a bag, it digs into your hand anyways. It's uncomfortable. That's why I prefer it on a backpack or a tote bag, which is more comfortable and it doesn't dig into my hands so much. But that's just me. Let's see. Like, you probably don't wish they wouldn't make more 4R's sites based on transportation. Well, transportation is one of the I've talked about transportation before too, with some of the areas for, per se, survival. Because transportation kind of matters too. Like I said, back in the early 20th century, right? It's wagons and stuff like that. Of course, now modern times we got trains, automobiles, cars, trucks, motorcycles, bicycles, skis, all that stuff is transportation. And most of it, which is going to include sirens and emergency vehicles, obviously, most of them use gasoline, right? Obviously, there's exceptions. There's biodiesel, electric, or hybrids and stuff like that. But those are the exceptions and not the rule. But yeah, transportation. You see, you guys are running so fast. Am I at the bottom of it? Nope, I'm not close. Oh, yeah, alright. Yeah, okay. No problem. HTH. And what do we do with the new? Well, hopefully we'll reduce it, or Yankee find a way to create it in such a way that it's made from biological, biodegradable stuff. Or, I mean, unless we decide to go back to paper bags, for example, instead of using plastic, we use glass. But paper and glass have their own characteristics too. Generally speaking, glass can break, paper can rip. Plastic's a little bit more, per se, durable, a little bit more. But it also has its own cons too. Let's see. Oh yeah, I am actually coming into the bar. Nice. Just reading what you guys are writing real quick. What I'm saying is, if we did not scatter out all the plastic around our littering like we do now, and where it used it all, there would be a mountain of new plastic. Our country waiting to be used. Oh, okay, I think I understand. As in, the resource would just be there for us already, something like that. I'm just trying to read it real quick. Yeah, and that mountain would grow every day. Yeah. It's just like a big snow hill, alright? When the snow piles come, if it snows more, it's gonna build up and build up and build up and become this giant mass. In this case, plastic. Let's see. Wow, you're writing a lot. Trying to find a way to use it as fuel, since fuel is what we're not. I mean, like, I know sometimes some of these landfills or whatever, they try to reuse some of that to make methane and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, that's possible. Paper and glass means there would be crap load of new plastics not being used. Well, if it's already been manufactured or made already, I mean, it can sit in a warehouse until it's ready to be, well, let's just say packaged, I guess. You know, on standby. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta use the Da Vinci Code here and decode Yankee's words here. But it's okay. I think I get the gist of it. And if I don't, you know, I made mistakes too, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not gonna change overnight. You know, unfortunately, you know, I really, when I was, like I said, the video that I have linked down below on this, I've already gone to it, I've already watched it, I've actually watched it in real time. I didn't speed it up or use closed captioning. I actually was watching it because I wanted to see what what they were watching, well, picking up. And let's just say you gotta watch part 2 of it because it's like I said, and you guys think some of the stuff I find is crazy, you know. Sometimes other people can find really crazy stuff too, and then times, you know, you wonder why is it even there? Why didn't they bring it out or whatever? Okay, HDH. So thanks for Happy Trails Hiking for dropping in. I understand. I'll take. See you later, HDH. And so I'm always happy when Happy comes by. Yeah, I had to say that. Yeah, exactly. Yankee. The circle of life. We need fuel, so we have to have the plastic. We don't like seeing it. We don't like using it, but it's making we're making it every day because of fuel. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, unfortunately, that's all it is. And again, like I said, there's packaging everywhere and stuff like that. I'm trying to limit myself, but sometimes it's hard because you still have to buy it, unfortunately, or you still have to get it. Now, obviously, if you use your own paper bags or whatever, yeah, that helps a little. Or let's say, for example, you grow your own garden, for example. Well, you don't have to waste or use bags because, you know, you pull it out of the ground and you put it in a bin, like a wooden bin or whatever, or a basket, and you bring it in and you wash it and you consume it, for example. But, you know, it's not always the case. And unfortunately, another thing that's probably major is fast food. Like, not knocking fast food, not saying it's on, you know, this or that, but the fast food thing, there's a lot of trash that comes from that. Like, you read it and, you know, whatever it is, you know, no specifics, but, you know, it says, oh, it's made from 100% recycled cardboard or whatever. Yeah, it got recycled once, and now it's in the trash now. I mean, for me personally, I don't like to eat fast food anyways. In the past I did, but not anymore. I don't like it. Now I'll have the coffee, but I won't eat the fast food. It's very rare. I'm not a big fan of doing that. Just because it doesn't fill me up, and I don't like how I'm buying, like, you know, this amount of food. It's not filling me up, and yet I still have to throw up, like, you know, 2 ounces of garbage. Big cup, you know, cup of pop, you know, a container, a cup, you know, the burger box or whatever, and all this stuff. Oh, you know, don't forget the paper bag. You know, everyone's seen those around, right? Everyone sees that around. And unfortunately, you know, unfortunately, people do that, right? They'll be like, oh, right? It's unfortunate, you know. I wish it wasn't like that. I remember when I was a long, long time ago, long time ago. This is before, internet. Yeah, that's how old it was. I remember as a kid, I tried to do something for my elementary school. Now, unfortunately, because I was, you know, at the top of the school chain, food chain, I'm at the top of the school chain, next year I was leaving the school, so I didn't have a chance to finish it. But basically, I was back, like, in 6th grade. I tried to persuade my teacher to start this program where, like, everyone's familiar with primary school, elementary school. You got kindergarten through grade 6, for example, right? I was starting to start this program. Now, there probably is some now, but back then it was, a new idea where basically I was trying to start this kind of recycling type of program where each grade would have a specific task or whatever. But unfortunately, that didn't pan out. So I think they do it now, or some do, but it took a while, let's just say. Exactly, Yankee. Yeah. When I say happy, it makes me smile. Woo! See that excitement, Yankee? You just got me. It is contagious. It's like when I come over to your live streams, I just feel so excited. Like, what? I never seen that before, or something like that. All right, thank you for dropping by, Yankee. I really appreciate it. I greatly appreciate you dropping by for this amount of time. Thank you very much. Sorry, just checking on something real quick here. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to bring more attention to what I saw earlier today. Share a few stories, share this unfortunately wastefulness of resources, especially in our first world type of nations where especially something like food, water, and all that stuff. Everyone's familiar with that. Anyone that's attempted dumpster diving, anyone that's seen the back of restaurants and stuff like that, how much gets wasted, right? And all that stuff. There's a lot of potential in there. We just have to find that, how do you say, that downstream type of section where we can do something with it. And like I said, some of the stuff that still functional, still works. Maybe you don't have the power supply for a laptop, or maybe you don't have XYZ, the program's out of date, so you toss it, or whatever. Or maybe it's something where, like I found, where it's a drill, and you're like, okay, score for you, and it helps keep it out of the environment, getting reused again, put some more new life back into it. I mean, this whole, oh, you gotta have the latest and greatest, right? Not necessarily. And let's see. Oh, I almost forgot about one. I knew I forgot something. I forgot the last R in the equation. After reduce, reusing, and recycling is recovery. Now, recovery really means recovering the resource, the potential of the resource. Slightly different from recycling. Usually, recovery would mean something like it biodegrades or compost. It takes way more time than their 3R's. And like it's got to break down. So pretty much like breaking down something into its basic form again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unfortunately that's how it is, right, Adam? Yeah, exactly. Like many things, it means extra effort. Many just won't commit to it. because it looks like work. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it goes, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, sometimes I've seen some of these, I've heard from some of my other subscribers and stuff like that where they live out east in eastern Canada. Not saying it's all places, but it's just like they have different days for pickup. Now they can have pickup for organic stuff. We don't have that here in out west here, but usually our recycling day is on the same day as garbage pickup. So RNG is on the same day, or GNR, depending on how you look at it. Now, personally, I've had times where the recycling, I don't send out the recycling for 1 week because I wait. It's because it's not big enough yet. It's so small. It's just like, there's no point in even making the truck stop for like half a second just to pick up a box that's like this big. Where next week, it becomes bigger. Twice as 2, 3, 4 times as heavy, or whatever, right? So instead of being a pound, it's 4 pounds. So instead, just having to stop, pick up 1 pound, go on, and so forth and so forth. Hey, I can just pass by this time around. Then the next week, I'll come by, pick up this 4 pound. Makes no difference lifting it up and throwing it in the truck or whatever. But that's how I am, personally. So I don't personally put out the recycling every week, like the garbage would. But when I do put out the recycling, it's, sometimes it's quite heavy for what it is, especially like paper, something like that. Usually stuff like plastics or whatever are pretty lightweight. Or, there's cans and stuff like that. I mean, it's different from place to place to place. Some places accept certain things. Like, I know around here, for me, it's plastics that are recyclable are 1, 2, 4, and 5. Other places might be different. Other places might accept this. While here, no, they're not gonna accept it. Right? And there's another thing where I would like to see, to be honest. Now, this is just hopeful wishing, of course, but, where plastics are made from plastics that can be recycled locally. Like, I'm not gonna name any specifics, but sometimes some of these fast food places, you just look at it and it's just like, when I read it, I'm just like, it says 6 on it. Now, technically, you're not supposed to be putting it in your recycle bin or recycle it. I know some people might, but whatever, right? But it would just be nice if it was, personally for here, if it said like 1, 2, 4, or 5, or something like that. Then I'll be like, hey, technically this can be recycled. But I mean, that's just hopeful thinking, I guess. Or it'd be cool to see where some of this other packaging or whatever, like this blister packaging or whatever, it'd be cool to see it where it says, for me here, like I said, it says 1, 2, in the triangle thingy, 1, 2, 4, or 5. Because I'll be like, hey, I can recycle this. It's not, unfortunately, around here, in most places, not everything's recyclable. Not everything's reusable. Just for the sheer fact that, it's not recyclable. It's not reusable. But there's sure fair amount of stuff that can be reused or recycled, especially if you don't or can't reduce that anymore. So let's see. Yeah, sometimes we have to reverse a bit to go forward again. Yeah, unfortunately, take 2 steps back to take 1 step forward. Many weeks do that with trash as well. Only 1 bag wait a week or 2 to fill a can and put it out. Yeah, exactly. Iris, you're right on the ball there, Adam. I mean, sometimes, for me personally, I mean, there's lots of ways to kind of reduce one's trash amount. Not, of course, not everyone does it, especially the compost stuff. I mean, yeah, you could buy something that'll help, but let's say you don't get the money or whatever, yeah, you won't do it, right? Or you don't have the space for it, right? Because usually compost means work or whatever, or smell and stuff like. I have seen something. Now I don't personally have it, but yeah. Sorry, the light's coming from the side. I should have I should have put like a mirror in front of me to reflect some more light. My face looks so dark right now. But I don't want to. There's no point. I'm not gonna turn on extra lights during the day. No point. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, coming back to what I was saying about the recycling, I don't put the recycling out all the time because it's not full per se. I mean, there has been times here for me where I put out the recycling 1 week and it's actually heavier than the garbage, minus the can itself. Like I pick it up, it almost feels heavier, if not heavier. That usually because of the metals and the paper inside, but I was just like, oh, that's cool. The recycling actually outweighs the garbage for once. Now, unfortunately, that's not always the case. So, but I guess that's just how things are. Trying to make, a little bit of progress in it, a little bit of difference as much as we can. I think if we all more did it, you would see more benefit. But unfortunately, it's not the way it is. Jeez, I didn't realize I was talking about trash and recycling and those 4R's and resources and trash and garbage for that period of time. Jeez. Another thing is that I see is like there's a lot of things people in the preparedness they're like, oh, I gotta buy this. I gotta buy this, that, this, and that. Like, it's cool if you have to or would like to. I remember there's packaging behind that too. Because it's not part of the cost per se, but you gotta deal with it. Like, obviously, you bring freeze-dry something, you bring it back out. Maybe instead of tossing it, you try to reuse it or recycle it as per se as a wrapper. And I've shown, like I said, I've shown how to reuse wrappers to store different things. Not necessarily food per se, but just, for example, just to keep water out. Now, I'll use it, for example, again, to store a lighter to keep water out. For example, fire starter, something similar to that. Yeah, it's exactly, Adam. A little bit over time it can add up. It's all about making that progress forward. A little progress can make a large difference later on. We just don't see it because it's just like we don't see that big picture of it. So, yeah. I mean, for me, I try to reuse as much as I can. If I got it, I'll recycle it. I mean, I try to reduce, but sometimes this is how we acquire it for now. I mean, there's things that people recycle around, at least around here, reuse or recycle a lot more often. Now, one thing is, if you're reusing something, and it gets consumed on the next turn, that's not probably the best way to reuse something, in my opinion. But that's just me. I know there's people that reuse acorns for other reasons, for example, and stuff like that. I mean, there might be other options besides that. But let's just say I'm not per se a big fan of doing it like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't even know why I decided to bring it up. So, I'm just making sure So yeah, basically, anyone that's still watching or has been watching or will be watching or giving me channel support, you're gonna see a lot more of it, of this reusing stuff. Actually, I think that's why I have a big playlist of scavenging and reusing stuff. Because there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of resources out there that can be reused. I know. Because, you know, anyone that lives in an urban area or, you know, just a place where trash eventually gathers or you see it, you know what I mean, right? Whatever it is, I mean, you know, I think maybe I'm weird for example, look, there's a straw right here. Did I buy it? No. Am I reusing it? Yes. Am I saving the resource and reusing the resource? Yes. For something useful? Yes. Now, unfortunately, is it the most sanitary? Maybe not. I didn't drink from this, but I did wash it, and I am gonna make something from this. And anyone that watches my channel knows what I mean about that. And those are bubble straws. Let's just say I'm not gonna buy a whole bunch of straws just to store something into that I'm burning later on anyways. Right? I might as well just reuse something that's already been made. That way I don't have to buy something new, so I save money. Not have to worry about that packaging because I'm not buying it, and that gets reused again for something that, you know, I'm not consuming like into me, for example. Now, I guess coming back to the reusing part again. Well, I got a bicycle inner tube around this one, but you know, everyone knows what this is. I don't have to tell you what this is. Everyone knows what this is. But now these actually have my webcam won't pick it up, but basically it's got a triangle with a line. Technically these in this area are recyclable. Now, another thing you could reuse is these inner tubes right here. Bicycle inner tubes. Don't ditch it, reuse it. They make good what in the survival preparedness prepping or bushcrafting community would say a ranger band. Basically it's a bicycle inner tube that's been converted into a rubber band. A little bit more durable than a normal rubber band, and you cut it however thin or thickness you want. Thinner it is, it stretches more, but it's easier to break. Thicker it is, it doesn't stretch as much, and it's harder to break. I mean, these bicycle inner tubes, I can get as much as I want. Which means, for example, depending what I'm doing and using it for this rubber band, I don't have to go to the dollar store and buy more rubber bands. For example, because, you know, as long as I don't mind black, and maybe it's not coming close to food per se, usually these ranger bands will be good enough. Especially if I'm using it to, like, let's say, keep something together or whatever, right, in the garage. I'll use this. Because unless it breaks or snaps, I can use it again and again. I mean, for anyone that goes, like, backpacking, hiking with a backpack, you got those extra long straps, right? I roll them up, and put a ranger band around it, you know, twist it on, twist it, and it keeps it together. So something like that. So I'm just reusing something and it's helping me. So potentially I'm doing two things. It gets reused into something that I can use. So from useless to useful, and it's helping me out too. I think that's a win-win. But that's just me. So there's more stuff too that I've seen. I mean, this is just stuff I've probably even shown on the channel already or talked about. Now I've shown this before too, right? And when familiar with these kind of energy quick shots, you know, that kind of stuff, you could store stuff in there too, like I said in previous videos. So yeah, there's probably a lot of things you can reuse. Pill bottles and stuff like that, these can be reused. For example, if you go camping or into, you know, being adventurous in the bush, or you're preparing for something, whatever it is, no specifics, but let's say a container like this could be filled up with, let's say, the common petroleum jelly cotton balls. Use it as a fire starter, use this as a container to store it. Drop that in your bag. Did you have to buy the container? No. Because you're reusing or found it. Also, you know, you want to wash it out or whatever as much as you can. Let it dry, air dry, and all that stuff. I mean, these are common. Or something similar. Maybe it's a twist off or something like that. Maybe it's not per se petroleum jelly cotton balls. Maybe it's dryer lint. Maybe it's jute twine. Something like that. And see, there's another thing right there. If you didn't want to buy cotton balls, you probably could reuse dryer lint. Now, dryer lint's not created equal. It's slightly different from cotton balls or cotton pads or something like that. But, you know, if you don't have much of a budget, or you want to save some money, you know, you could do something like that. Although you're only reusing it for a one-time use, so it's not like when you're reusing like a piece of cardboard and you're using it to make you're using the box to hold something else in. It's slightly different. So let's see. So yeah, like I said, these type of bottles too. I'm already using this to store some stain that I have in here, some natural stain that I have in here. I've shown this before. And I'm just reusing that. Let's see. There's probably a lot of things that have potential to be reused in the world, I think. Ah, see, here's another thing. Now, not specifically, well, are tins. Now, nowadays it's harder to find tins compared to how it was before. Now it's more plastic or whatever, right? But if you could still find these tins or something similar to this tin, these can be used to make, you know, a fire kit, for example, and, you know, similar stuff like that, a charcoal tin and stuff like that. It could be, and did you have to buy, you know, maybe you already bought it, but you're reusing the tin, so that means you don't have to source out something else, for example. So if you're reusing it, well, in this case, let's say if you're using it, I mean, you probably could be reusing this for a long time. Change out the container for something better later on, like, and reuse the tin again for something else again. So, let's checking up on some messages right here. Sorry. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Now, here's another container right here. Everyone's familiar with these kind of containers and stuff like that, where it's just like, you know, it's got a lid and all this stuff. And for example, these are actually 2, so these are actually technically recyclable, right? So remember that. At least for my area, it's recyclable. But I will reuse this first before I recycle it. As long as I keep it together, I can still recycle this later. But I'm reusing it first for something. So, not specifically that way. But here's one I have stored, like spices. Well, not spices, but seasoning and stuff like that. You know, I made sure the container's clean. I rinsed it out with soap and water. I think I've actually, depending if it touches food, I actually, after the soap and water, I actually come back with like hand sanitizer, so I get it really clean. I make sure it's good to go, especially if it's touching something that might be consumed, for example. But you know, I see these around. Everyone knows what these are. They're familiar with these. You see them around. Now, for example, these could be used also for storing link, petroleum jelly, cotton balls, or dryer lint, for example. Actually, I think this is the one I'm supposed to be giving to a friend to store dryer lint for something, for another reason. I mean, let's see, what else is there? Ah, here, right here, I got stuff already stored inside, but basically, this is actually recyclable too. It's got number 2 on it, so in this area I can recycle this if I wanted to. But I don't need to yet because I'm actually going to reuse it first as the container. Now this used to contain frosting. Yes, everyone knows, and I'm not no brand names or whatever, but everyone knows, right? Starts with that B, right? But anyways, I mean, I got this from a friend. I decided to reuse it. Now I'm just storing some stuff in there for now. And it already came with a lid. So, I mean, now this could be like a coffee can, for example. Although nowadays those coffee cans have a metal bottom, but their walls are made from cardboard. Now, technically, that should be able to recycle that kind of stuff and stuff like that. So, I mean, like I said, reuse if you can, then recycle. Because most likely, unless you destroy the whole thing or whatever, if it's still contained, if it's still like whole, you can still recycle it later anyways. But you're reusing it for another reason, so you have, for example, like this, I have a container I can use to store something in. Let's say it could be, I don't know, whatever you want, right? You know, I have a whole video on containers. Each container has its own characteristics and stuff like that, so it varies. Let's see here. I mean, there's a lot of other containers that can be reused and stuff like that. Now, well, actually, I'm not. Let me hold on a second. Let me go get some more. Now, I'm not gonna go into great detail because I went through quite a bit of detail the last time I talked about the containers, but generally speaking, I mean, like stuff like medicine bottles, or even like chapstick type of containers. These can be reused. As far as I know, they don't have a number on them, as far as I know, so I'm not completely sure if they're actually recyclable, but they are definitely reusable. Now, unfortunately, they don't have much volume, so you can't put much into it, but these could be reused for, let's say, for anyone that's like sewing with a needle, for example. Depending on the height, could be used to store needles, as in for sewing purposes, not the hairpin. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. Another thing on the same line is lip gloss, so everyone knows what this is. Everyone knows what this is. I don't have to explain. I have a video on this too, where I've already reused this and shown this. So I'm not gonna get into it. Of course, on the sides, I got Ranger bands, the bicycle inner tubes. We're using this again, and you know, combining things together, right? So I'm reusing a container, and I'm reusing the Ranger bands. I mean the bicycle inner tube, and now I got a container that's relatively water resistant, waterproof for what it is, splash, rain proof. But now I got grip to open it up, for example. So let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. I think I'm not gonna carry this on that much longer because I've already been at this for an hour and 20 minutes. So I want to say special thanks to everyone that dropped by on this live stream. Yankees Adventures, Happy Trails. I know Adam came by here. Let's see. Stuff on that. Actually, both Yankees Outdoor Adventures, I should say. So thank you for dropping by. I know Big Steve dropped by here and there. Thank you. You know, Adam's still here. Mountain Survival came by. Thank you. Yeah. And RV like he came in earlier on. And there's probably other people that are still listening or whatever. And you know, that's all cool. You know, maybe next time you can join in on the discussion, ask questions or whatever. You know, over on my channel, there's no stupid questions. There's no stupid questions, no stupid answers. It's just info. Just info, knowledge. Alright, so. And like I said, check out the link I put down in the description down below on Eat Carbs Outdoors' channel. I've been subbed to that channel for a while. You'll see my comments every so often. Now I'm specifically tailoring it towards what let's just say he likes to clean up his environment when he goes out in the woods, and I greatly, you know, respect him for doing that. I really do, you know, because it takes time, right? He's not getting paid for it, but in the long run of things, the areas he comes back into, he knows that it's gonna be cleaner. It's gonna look nicer. Let's say he picks up, well, if he picked up glass or whatever, he knows that, you know, the next kid that comes by with no shoes, the next pet that comes by, it's not gonna get cut or whatever, right? I mean, that stuff is possible too, right? So, yeah. Hey, thanks, Adam. No problem, no problem. So, like always, hit me up on a thumbs up if you guys enjoy it and all that stuff. And as the world changes, so must oneself to reach a new level of skill and knowledge, one must practice. Now, a single person can't help everyone in this world, but one person, just like me, Yankee, Eat Carbs Outdoors' channel, these are just one people, just one person, and they're helping. It might not be a lot in the grand scale of things, but over time, that progress builds up to something much bigger. So, yeah, like I said, one person can't help everyone in this world, but one person can help someone in this world. Alright guys, until the next video for me, and live stream, it's peace out from the guy that's almost always in creation mode. 4R. And thank you, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.